I found your videos on your instructional videos last year, and they actually made me pull my game off the shelf and try it, and really enjoyed it.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that even all these years later, I mean, I did them kind of on a whim, and here we are. And so I uploaded them to BGG, and I'm still amazed at how many people still contact me with feedback on it and asking for more. So I think now that Ken Lee is trying to get more structured play going in a live environment and in instructional play, that kind of meets the criteria of where I wanted to go with it. Was teaching more strategy and actually imparting, I guess, player wisdom to players, more than just the mechanics. The mechanics, once you get them, it's like, well, okay, that's it. Let's move on. But now I want to see if I can get some of the people that really know how to play to teach you how to play well, I guess.
I experimented. I was inspired by what the guys were doing with Vassal. I just assumed it was sort of like a play-by-mail thing, and I wasn't interested in that. I didn't realize it was synced up, where you could actually see the other person. It's like both people are at the same board.
Oh yeah. In fact, if you are ready, I've got a room already set up for us in Vassal. If you start up your Stonewall Jackson's Way module and look for a game online, you'll see our room. It's called Cedar Mountain.
Let me ask a first question.
Sure.
I think one of the things that I have the older games, Stonewall Jackson's Way, Roads to Gettysburg. Then I just bought Here Come the Rebels and Stonewall's Lost Battle.
Right.
So the module I was looking at, I guess, was the original Stonewall Jackson's Way, and I assume you're in Stonewall Jackson's Way too.
That is right, I am.
Does it make a difference?
It does. For what we're doing tonight with Vassal, yes, it does matter because they've redesigned a lot of the module. Plus, the maps for the second version have a new terrain type. So Charlie Kibler went back through, and what used to be just kind of a default mountain hex, he changed a lot of those to hills so that it would better, more accurately represent some of the terrain in those areas. Yeah, go ahead and grab that, and we'll use that tonight.
No, I got that module to watch. I followed Ken's instructions, which were very good.
Perfect.
And watch those games. So I need to join game as which side?
Well, that's I think probably for if this is your first face-to-face game with this particular scenario, I will let you play the Rebels because I think that's a good one for you to learn on.
Okay.
So I will take the, let's see, I'm going to join the side of the Union. Okay. There we go. All right, so tell me your experience, and then I will kind of tailor this to your previous experience. I guess you said you did solo play of this. So how familiar are you with all the rules or the mechanics, or are we starting from scratch?
What I did, I actually had, this is years ago, back in the 90s, my wife and I would go to the beach, and I had the Civil War victory games I would take as the game to play while we're at the beach.
Sure.
I forgot it, and so I went to Charleston and bought, at the game store, Roads to Gettysburg, and that became my take to the beach game, and got frustrated by the rules. My wife didn't know I was frustrated, so she bought me Stonewall Jackson's Way, which I played a couple times, and then put it aside till I saw your videos last year.
Great.
And so I played through the basic scenarios of Stonewall Jackson's Way and Gettysburg, and then bought Here Come the Rebels and Stonewall's Lost Battle. Played through the basic scenarios of those.
Good. Okay. Well, that's.
I've currently got the advanced Roads, which is probably the wrong one to do. Roads to Gettysburg.
No, that's actually both that one and the Maryland campaign from Here Come the Rebels are my two favorite campaign games. Okay. I love the Maryland campaign, and if you're going to learn the advanced scenarios, those are both perfect ones. The actual Stonewall Jackson's Way advanced game is very straightforward. I mean, it's just kind of a very long basic scenario with supply and a few other things added in. They didn't really start hitting their complexity level that I consider, for the advanced games until you got into that second and third title. They really hit their stride there.
I would say the complexity. I'm spending a lot of time going through. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, there is that. But that's what's great about it. There's phases for everything, and you can, especially if you're playing solo, you can take it step by step and go through and do each side. This one is usually one that I teach people with. This one and McClellan's Opportunity from Here Come the Rebels.
Okay, this is definitely better than the other modules. So let me zoom out so I can see a little better.
Yeah, that's actually what I did too. Just to kind of, I've got a digital copy of the rules here, and I'm just looking at the scenario. So just to refresh your memory, since you're the one getting all the points here, essentially you want to take Culpeper there, and you can see I moved Crawford out of there and moving him back in there. So ideally, you just want to get a unit in there by the end of the third turn at the end of the game, and I want to prevent that. Short of that, you want to have one person in there with none of my units surrounding it, but if one of mine is there, then that's a 7-point swing. You got 3 turns to take Culpeper as quickly as you can and get there first with the mostest.
Yeah. Now I've got like I said, the older rules. You can't move Ricketts on turn 1, and I'm looking at the rules here, and nobody can go to fatigue 3 or 4.
Right. That is the same with the refresh. I'm not sure if in the older rules it had that Greg and Lawton down here. They're basically boxed in. They're I guess they're just pretty window dressing. They're there, but you don't do much of them.
I keep meaning to find a book on this. On the actual Cedar Mountain and figure out why they did that.
yeah. It's nice that they're there. I guess they'll keep those cavalry in check from getting in behind you, but otherwise they're not going to do much. Last year I went to PresCon and stayed with a friend of mine who lives in Charlottesville, and he took me he's like, we're gonna on the last day we went up to Manassas Battlefield, saw that was amazing, and then on the way back he said, I'm going to take you to the best barbecue in the world. And we start driving through, and I'm starting to see all the street signs, and along the way, I'm like, I know that, and I knew them all from this map. And we went through Orange Courthouse, and we actually ended up in Gordonsville, and I was like, Gordonsville, oh my gosh, this is the rally point. This is where Jackson was pulling everybody together. And we went to the barbecue exchange right there in Gordonsville, and for anybody that's listening to this later, go to the barbecue exchange in Gordonsville. It's amazing brisket.
That sounds good.
Okay, well, I guess just to review, on the basic scenarios, just like everything else, you have the leader transfer phase first, and usually you don't need to move anybody in before the first turn. But if you want, I would go first. I'm not going to transfer anybody, but then you would have the option to move Jackson to any one of his subsequent or subordinates if you wanted to. Your choice.
I'm going to move Jackson.
Okay.
As part of me learning Vassal.
Perfect.
I want to move Jackson.
Okay.
To do that, I believe I have to double-click the list.
Double-click the stack.
And then drag him where I want him to go.
There you go.
I'm going to drag him over to Lawton.
Perfect.
So
and
he's got range of everybody.
And if you, once he's highlighted there, it looks like on my side, he went, there he is. He's on the stack now. So if I highlight him, he is on top of Lawton. Perfect. So there you go. You have passed the Vassal test.
All right.
To kind of give you some instruction in Vassal at the same time, as you saw, double-clicking the stack, right-clicking the context capabilities, especially on this module, are rather pronounced. So the fatigue markers, you don't want to pull out of the marker bin. You want to actually right-click on, for example, AP Hill, and you can place a fatigue marker, and it'll put an F1 right underneath him. And the reason we do that is because we can use the recover tool to automatically reduce all the fatigue and clean everything up.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're sure. Most anything and everything you need as far as manpower control and divisions you can do with a right click and then manipulate it from that. You will see that as we go. I will roll the first init here, and so for me, the first die, as pretty common, is the first die is Union, second die is Confederate, and I will use the double die roller. So here we go, and you win the first init.
Okay, so I roll. I'm going to activate all of Jackson's corps.
Okay.
Which is everybody.
Yes, indeed.
And do I put an activate marker on people, or do I just?
Nope, you don't need to. It's just I find it what I do just is I actually expand them all, and then you can shift click each of the divisions, and this is where you get kind of slick with it. And once you have them all highlighted, you can right click and say place a fatigue marker, and it'll put all 5 of them on there at once.
Shift click. Okay, and right click.
Mm-hmm.
Say place fatigue marker, or it looks like Control G is a shortcut. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, that was slick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I roll a dice for my movement. Single die, and I get a whopping 2 plus 2 since it's Jackson.
That's right.
So, start with AP Hill. So you get to move 4. Whoa, I'm moving everybody. That's one of the things.
Well, because they're still, yeah. You got to click off one of them and click a single.
Okay. That was, okay. 1, 2, and I can move along the railroad. 3, 4. Okay, he's 4. He's an 8, so it doesn't really matter. 2, 3, 4. Wait, who was that guy?
You could hover over them, and it'll show you everybody. I noticed in some of the older modules, it puts the fatigue at the top, and me being obsessive compulsive, I will highlight them and put them in the center or on the bottom, just so it's easy to see all the units. But that's up to you.
Yes, I would like. Let me move, and I'll do that.
Okay, perfect.
That was the other. I thought maybe that was something I was doing wrong in rearranging stacks. So let me go ahead and move everybody. So this is Greg. Now he's the one who's stuck in this little box. So he's going to go 1, 4. And this is probably where moving Jackson may have been a mistake. But I'm going to go ahead and bring Yule. You can criticize my strategy later.
No.
Or during the game. Let's see. So
Heckling comes after turn 2. That's when I know you better.
Okay. Let's see. He's got 4, so he's going to go 1, 2, and he's a 4, so he can go on top of him with 2, 3. That'll make him 3 and 4.
Okay.
Now, how do I get the fatigue down?
Okay, so I will show you here. I'm just going to, for example, I've got up here AP Hill. I'm going to double-click to open his stack. And then I'm going to single-click on the fatigue and then press the left arrow, and it'll shift it down into the center.
Double-click. The left arrow, which is...
On my keyboard. Oh, on your keyboard. If you want, you can use it. There you go.
And then I single-click back.
Yep.
Excellent. Same thing here. I think that was another thing I was doing that was causing them to lose track.
I was pulling them out of the marker? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things, for years you had to do everything on your own, and then now you get some Vassal module designers who are putting a lot of nice automation in there, and then you kind of work against yourself, not realizing your old habits. Okay, so now you get to roll the next initiative, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Tie, and I believe I win tie.
You do indeed.
Okay. One of the things I've made my own notes on when I play myself is the last guys I move are my cavalry every time. And I'm going to activate Robertson.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him fatigue. Place it at the bottom. Roll 2 die.
Very nice.
9, and he gets to move +1 because there's no Jack Stewart. So I won't move so you can see this is 1. Whoa, get back there. So now why did that happen?
So because you had just the top one selected, so if you click off of it somewhere and then just do a single click on the stack, it'll grab all 3 of them.
Ah, okay. So I've got a 10, so it's 1, 2. How do I want to do this? Forward. 3, 4. Okay, now I got to go to the rules.
Okay, so you went off. You went off road there at 626, and you crossed into rough. So that's 5 movement points if you come off the road.
Oh, that's not a ford?
On 626. So.
Oh, okay.
I saw you do. This is what I saw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right.
So yeah, if you went just there right now, then we would stop, and because you're in my Zoc.
Yep. I stopped.
Okay.
And I'm not going to attack. I'm going to stay there.
Okay.
Probably should attack. So I roll for initiative.
You do indeed.
Okay. And
yours again.
Died again. Okay. I'm going to activate this guy again. Now, can I just do a control? No.
So if you double click on the stack and then highlight the fatigue marker, you can, I think, do, there's either you can right click or do a control. There's, I think, control brackets maybe? Some are a little different. Let's see. There you go. You got it. Yep. Control open bracket or close bracket.
And now I'm going to roll again. Get a big roll.
That is nice.
10, 11. So you're a 1. I'm a 3. So let's do an attack.
Okay. And you have enough for a prepared attack.
Which is a point. That's going to be +1. Let's see if I can do the math here. So 3 to 1 would be another +1, so that's 2.
It's actually +2 because it's 3 to 1.
3 to 1 +2. So now we're at +3.
Mm-hmm.
And you have no artillery. I have 1, but it's what kind of terrain?
It's rough, but since I have 0, artillery is not a factor as a defender.
Okay.
And you got 2 more things to look at.
Got the river for you, which is a +2.
Right. And usually what we do is we just subtract it from your side. Just keep
1.
Yeah. And then you get 1 more.
And I get another +1 because I've got 1 more leadership ranking.
There you go.
I'm at a +2 in my math.
That looks right.
I don't have my little cheat sheet. And my pencil. I spent half an hour figuring these out. So +2. So do I just roll double die?
That's
Is that
it.
the procedure?
That's it.
And you get the left-hand side. I get the right-hand side.
Actually, I get the right-hand side. You get the left-hand side.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a -2.
It is -2, yes. So he has been blunted. He has been repulsed.
No, clobbered too. We both go to disorganized. No, you get a small F and I get a big D.
Let's see. Yes, you got a big D. I got a small F. So no harm, no foul on the manpower. So while you're doing yours, I will add mine.
He needs to go to 4. And he needs to find his marker, and it goes, does it just flip? Nope, flip. That's easy enough.
Yep.
That did not accomplish what I wanted at all. Just to clear that forward. Okay. We ready for next initiative?
We are ready.
Okay. I win again.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I think I heard one of the gentlemen on that last call comment that double die seemed to reward the Confederacy, and I think that's absolutely true. Okay, well, I'm going to activate AP Hill this time. So I increase his fatigue, put this back, and roll my die. And I get a 5, and now he's not in Jackson, so that's going to be a +1, so that's a 6.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go 1. Whoa, get back there. Click off. 1. And I'm going to advance across this ford.
Okay.
So do you want to do a cavalry retreat?
I do. Let's see. Well, I think you've got a huge amount here. You've got 18. And I've got 1. So,
Stand your ground.
and other days probably, but not today. So the first Rhode Island, who barely know what a horse look like, I'm gonna get letters, I'm sure. I'm going to roll their. First, I will add a fatigue marker and flip them to disorganize as they flee. And of course, I got to look at my modifiers for the cavalry retreat. Let's see. So they're going to be a small force. Yes. So it's a -2 to my roll, and I just don't want to roll a 1. And I didn't. So it's a 3.
You get a +2 because.
Oh, that's right. I sure do. I do. So they offset. So it's a 5 then. So let me move him back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move the extra 1 there to get him behind the creek. So 5 rounded down to 4, divided by 2. So you lose 2 movement points.
I would have gone 1. Add a 5. So I'm down to 2. If my math is right.
That's right.
1, 2.
The ford has been cleared.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, now I roll initiative again.
Wow.
And I win again.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all very suspicious of the dice rollers. It's a subject of great discussion.
It's almost like you should alternate. That'd be hard to keep track. Okay. Hill has got the bit in his teeth here. He's already at fatigue 2.
Right, so he can't go anymore.
Yeah, so he can't go anymore. Okay, so I'm going to activate Jackson, all of these yahoos. So, I'll activate all of these guys. So let me give these all fatigue. Where's that control? Close bracket. I'm not going to remember that. Next level. Close. Click off. Next level. Click off. Close. Okay. Okay, how do I, this is an example of one of the confusions. How do I just pull off, I need to roll my die. And I get, a 2. No, a 3. That's Jackson.
That's right.
I'm going to move Ewell first since he's the big guy that I need to get moving. Now, at this point, can I move Jackson over? I've read the rules multiple times, and I'm always confused. Is this a point where I can move Jackson over to Ewell since I've activated him?
Yes. You could do leader transfer at the beginning before anyone starts to march.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. And he's got a whopping 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, what's the easiest way to separate Lawton from Greg here?
The secret here, and you want to move Lawton?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll move Lawton.
So double-click the stack to expand it, and then while you're holding Shift down, click the 3 pieces of Lawtons, and then you can just drag them to the next hex.
Okay, now I can just drag without collapsing the stack.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 1. Oh, it's like magic. Okay, now I do this. These guys are already separated. Now Greg is going to move this way. 1, 2. Well, you can get to. Oh wait, is he in part of my? I can't even reach him.
Yeah. From what do you mean?
Greg has limitations.
Yeah, both Greg and Lawton do. So yeah, they're just kind of moving around in the box. That's going to keep them. I think they can go up to the 24 line, but that's about it.
They might get to Buford.
They might. They can threaten him. They can stare at him.
Okay. That's it for that move, and I'm going to roll for initiative again. And I win again.
I think the last one you can do is Winder. Winder?
Yeah.
Winder? Yep.
Yeah, Winder. He's got 1 initiative left. So, let me do that. Okay, let's go ahead and increase this next level. Roll a die. Good grief. I wasn't very smart with where I put him. I didn't look at my roads carefully enough. Oh, get back there. 1, 2, 3. I don't even need to roll initiative because I think all my guys are fired.
it's all mine for the rest of it. So let's see here. I guess I will start moving things around myself. I'm gonna move the first main cavalry, and they're gonna get just a double die. So they're gonna get 8 movement. And I think we'll soup up the forwards over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, and let's see. Bayard's done. Rhode Island can move as well. I think we'll do that. So Rhode Island will activate and go to F2. And they get, wow, not bad. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Buford gets intelligence, thinking that Jackson's probably going to head across the ford, so he's going to activate. And he gets, wow, very good rolls. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. All right, now we got to get the Ramblin' Rex going down here. Let's see. Get Banks moving. Banks will activate Williams and Augur. So we place a fatigue marker on both of them. And let's see, we get a +1, 2. Alright, so we got 4 movement. Question is, where is Jackson coming? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them off that main road. And then the big one, Siegel. They fight at Siegel. And we will activate the entirety of the first corps. Let's see what we get. Alright, 6 points. This is so unlike them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. Just bring all these guys down adjacent. Right. Well, that worked so well. Let's do that again. Put them to F2. And get a 4 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. And bring them on. Oops. There. And there. Okay. I have one more option with Banks and Augur, but I think I'm going to leave them be at fatigue level 1. So I'm all done, and you're all done. That ends the action round. So I'm going to press the recover button, and like magic, it should take care of everybody. Let's see here. It did. I'm going to remove the breastworks from Ricketts. Culpeper does have a breastwork, or building one, so we'll leave that as it is. And everybody else looks good. I will advance our time to day 2. And what do you think?
Yeah, okay. When I've tried that recover button, I guess because I didn't have things connected up.
Right, exactly. So technology's fickle.
So
that was very
pretty,
easy.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. I am not gonna transfer any leaders. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Banks there because he's got all 3 of them in range. I think Siegel's good, so I forego that. Would you like to transfer Jackson?
I am going to move Jackson again.
Okay.
Move him over to Winder.
All right. And you can do the honor of the first initiative.
Okay. Now we can do whatever we want, other than my 2 guys here are limited.
All restrictions have been released except for Greg and Lawton.
And Greg and Lawton can't get to anybody. So
Yeah.
they're just going to sit there for the rest of the game, I guess. Initiative. You win one.
It's me. All right.
Now we're going to have a game. Okay.
I think we will. Let me see what we got with Milroy. Got some middling little guys here in the first corps. The Germans. I will get. I'm gonna activate Banks and Augur again. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do because Pope's with them. All right, so add a fatigue to both, and they get 5 movement. I'm going to transfer Banks to Augur, along with Pope. And we'll move Williams first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Banks, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next initiative. Me again. Let's see. We'll do Siegel and the entirety of the first corps. And they get 5 movement. Alright, let's bring them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay, that looks pretty good. So next initiative, it's yours.
Alrighty. I'm going to activate Jackson and Hill. Do a shift click. Do I need to shift click on the fatigues?
On the divisions, yeah.
On the divisions,
Yeah.
shift click on Fort Jackson. That's why it wasn't working. But it's fatigue marker. Okay. And left move, yes. Okay. Roll my die. Get a whopping 2 for 4. So click off. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Well, for initiative, that's mine again. Okay, this time I'm going to activate. Okay, Robertson is at a 2. You're at a 1. Ooh. Don't like that. Now, Ewell doesn't lose any movement points because it's a cavalry unit. So I'm going to activate Ewell. And I'm going to roll my die. 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I'm going to roll for initiative again. Me again.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Mr. Ewell is going to try to do something useful. Let's see, that is Ewell.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to just... No, I need to go on the fatigue. Where's his fatigue? That's his.
They should both be at 1. Yeah.
And next level. And roll my die. Get
Okay.
a 5.
So, big choice here. Bayard. Ewell is considerably larger. 12 times the size. So yes, Bayard will exercise his fighting withdrawal. And we'll flip him. And add fatigue. And they will go to... Let's see what we get first. They're at a minus... they're offset -2, +2 because of the creek. So it's like you're just going to lose 1 movement point. They will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seek the comfort of banks, such as he is. And there you go.
I'm down to 4. I'm going to go 1. Wait, am I moving too many people?
Yeah, you are. Yep. So you can just hit the undo button there at the top.
Oh, Control Z. Oh, undo. Where's undo?
There's
I
the
see
little
it.
back arrow
Undo.
there. There you go.
Undo. There we go. Stack. Do shift. Shift. I'll get the hang of this one of these years. Okay. 1. That was right. Okay, excellent. 1, 2.
Okay. And the manies will also retreat.
Okay.
And this time we're not going to get the benefit of the creek, or the river rather. So flip and fatigue. And so this is a -2 to this roll. Ooh, that's not bad though.
Oh.
They did their job very well. So it's 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Join them, and you lose 2 movement points. That's it. Okay, they screened well.
That's excellent work for your cavalry there. Stop that double position. Okay. Roll for initiative again. You win this time.
All right, so things are coming to a head. Well, EPO's 14. Wow, boy. Get some roadblocks down here. I think Siegel will activate the entirety of the first corps. We'll all go to fatigue level 2. And let's see what we get. Oh, very nice. 6. So it becomes a 7. Alright. Let's go. What's Siegel got? 6. Steiner. 2. Boy, little speed bumps. Alright. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And two, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Steinver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave him there. Let's shank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he can come onto this one for 7 because he's smaller than 3 manpower. That will do. Next initiative. Yours.
Okay. I'm going to activate Hill. I'm going to activate all 3. I think I need to do that. I need to get moving here. I'm stuck down here deep. Okay. Do I roll the dice and then do the extended march on Ewell?
You roll his movement first for everybody, and then as soon as he moves, before you start counting out the movement points, you do his extended march.
Okay. So ooh, there we go. Now.
Ooh, there's your foot cavalry.
That's an 8. Okay. That's what I like to see. So let's put everybody back where they belong. And we're going to do Winder first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to stop. I'll do Ewell. So I'll roll his extended march. I need anything but a 6, if I remember correctly.
There you go.
3. I think he's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now I'm going to do Hill. He's going to go 1. And he's going to do a paired attack. I have enough for that. Yes, I do.
You do.
Paired attack on these guys, which is an 8 versus a 18. Let's do this, because this is a good... okay, see if I can do the math here.
Okay. Grab your scratch paper and have it ready to go.
Okay, so first, the ratio is 18 to 8, so that's going to be 2 to 1, so that's a +1.
Mm-hmm.
Hill is tactical of 4.
He's a tactical of 3. That's the red number.
Oh, right number right. Tactical. I always got to look that up in the book, which is silly. Tactical 3, and you've got 2. Well, Williams is a 2, so that's gonna be another +1.
Right.
So the artillery, I have 2 artillery, and you have
You've actually
3.
You've got 4. That's the small black number, and I've
Right,
got 3. Yeah. If you open up the ratio or the combat modifiers chart here in Vassal, and it's up there next to the marker window, and there's an artillery modifier summary. So because we have a difference of 1, then you look at that column. So it's a -3 to +1, and I'm in a clear hex.
-2.
-2 right now.
Right. And I get a +2 for flank.
You do get +2 for flank, so that offsets the artillery.
And that's Jackson's not actually attacking. So I don't
Right.
use Jackson.
Right.
Okay. So it looks like a +2 attack.
Let's see. I've got +1 for your prepared, +1 for your ratio, +1 for your tactical, -2 for the artillery, but then +2 for the flank. So it looks like a +3 total. Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad. Okay.
Now, if you're superstitious and you want to roll the dice differently, you are more than welcome to. Now would be a good time. As long as you declare it before you roll it.
I gotta believe the. Anyway, so the first number's mine. Attacker is on the left. Defender is on the right. That's
Okay.
how the convention is.
Sure, you can do it however you want. Go ahead.
Okay. We'll go it that way.
There you go.
Okay.
That was a good call.
Yeah. Well. Anyway. Okay. So that's +7. So that's a +4.
That's right. So I'm going to look on the +4 combat chart for my 8. It's a 1 DR for me. And 1 FA for you, little FA. So basically an exchange, but I'm demoralized, so let me...
I gain a fatigue. I'm at fatigue 3 now, and I lose a manpower.
And I will take the manpower off of Milroy. Increase, flip.
Do I get to advance on that?
You do.
Okay.
And, okay, so I'm going to go follow the priority 2 level here. I'm going to go back 1, because I don't have a road that can get me out of your Zoc. Then I'll go 2, 3, and then 4 is the minimum. So I will move them back into the hole up in Culpeper there. And I will give you one of my casualty points. Oh, and you also, you scored a casualty.
Yeah, I took one. Yeah,
we took one as well.
It was a victory point.
Okay.
It's a wash. And so I went ahead and advanced into that space.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. But Hill's almost out of gas. Okay. Roll for initiative. You.
Okay.
So I can see a little bit.
9 there. Shirts is there. Auger's there. So Ewell and Banks are facing off. And that leaves Jackson to his own devices. So it's time to bring Ricketts into the fray, I think. And oh no, it's all about timing, you see. Let's see. Let's give him a fatigue marker, and let's see if he can march with any purpose. He can. Okay, so he gets 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, next initiative. It's yours.
I see when I'm playing by myself, I see the mistakes after I make them. I move Yule to the wrong place. He should have gone one over to the left. Then I could have had another potential flank on that stack.
That's called fog of war. No.
Yeah.
Or friction of war, I guess.
Okay, so Jackson is there. Okay, here's a rules question. If I activate Yule with Jackson, can I move Jackson over, attack with him? He doesn't start there. I can't use his 7 in the attack, or can I?
You wouldn't need to, because the 7 is only for an assault. But you would still, if he moves over to Yule, you'll get his leader bonus. So it'd be a 4 versus a 3.
Okay.
So he'd bring his tactical modifier over.
Yule has a 12. What's the stack here? 1, 10. Ooh, that'd be a 1-to-1. Plus a ton of artillery. No, not that much.
I've got 4 pieces there, and you've got 2, so you're in the hole a little bit.
That's going the wrong way.
But luckily, not so much that it guarantees. It's just, it would be a -1 on the artillery.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to activate Yule with Jackson. So I can move him over. I need to increase his fatigue. And this will be not a core assault. I can't do that. But
right.
I can see what I get here with my die roll, which will be a die roll plus 2 is a 6.
Perfect. And he'll have to do his extended march as well. So now it's just a +1. Yeah, this is where the suspicion comes in.
This is where the whole thing could fall apart on me here.
He's fine.
So he's all right.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead and do a prepared assault from Jackson to these whole big stack here under Banks and Pope.
Okay.
So that's going to be a +1 for the prepared.
You'll look at the his tactical is 4 versus my 3, so that's another 1.
Tactical is 4. That's another 1. Yeah. I get those two numbers confused. I don't have my I need to have that book opener in front of me. Ratio is 0.
Right.
There is no creek.
There's no creek.
Nothing for defense, and you said a -1 for artillery.
Yeah, because I'm in rolling hills.
You're in rolling hills, so I'm down to a +1 assault.
That's it.
Ugh. Oh well. I'll be on the left, you'll be on the right, unless you have good points for that. Be good, dice gods.
They were.
Bad.
They were.
+3.
Okay, so luckily not for me, I think, not enough to demoralize. Right, it's just a small retreat for me. But it is I lose 1 and you lose 1, so it's another, essentially an exchange. And that is going to tire all of them out completely for me. And I'm going to flip, and I will take that off of Banks. And yours was also yours a 1 double F, or big fatigue, so you lose 2 fatigues. But
I was already at fatigue 4.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect. But yeah, you do have to decrease him by. Oh, you did. Okay. Yep. So again, I move both of ours up here, like that, and then the whole stack is going to move back. Well, we will go 1, 2, and retreat chart on the second one now, so my priority is I don't have to go by road, so I'm going to just go into Bowen's Mill here.
You have to. Let's see. You started. You have to go. You could stop at 2.
I could. I can go from
Okay.
2 to 4. So I took the opportunity to use it for a little bit of maneuver on that, which is not a bad thing. And you get to advance.
Which I do want to do because he's got to get down the road here a little ways.
Now, because you did not get a D, whatever points you have left, you could use that for additional movement. So he rolled a, what was it originally, a 6 or a 5 that he rolled? Let's see what he rolled.
4.
Oh, he rolled a 4, okay. So he used 4 of them for the prepared, but he can now use the extra 2 points. He got the free advance. Now he can step up 2 more movement points if he wants.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's been something I've been not doing.
Yes, that's a gift as long as you don't get a disorganized.
So where do I want him to go? I think I need to move him towards Culpeper.
That's good.
Okay. Roll for initiative. Yours again.
Right. Well, let's see. Jackson's done, but AP Hill and it's got 1, and Winder's got 1. I think I'm gonna pass and see what the Revs are gonna do.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I know I need to do something.
Don't worry, I can edit all that time out. You think as long as you want.
I got to get to Culpeper. Once again, I think I blew the opportunity to set up a flank assault. Again, I should have moved to Gaines Mill. If I could have gotten to Gaines Mill. No, I should have put myself in position to possibly get to Gaines Mill, but I didn't. Okay, activate Hill and Winder. So he's going to have to do an extended march. It's time for him to move. They're both going to have to do an extended march, actually. So this will be my movement roll. That's useless. Useless with a capital. Let's see. I'm just going to move him off the side so I can see what the road situation. Okay, he's going backwards or forwards. So I'm going to move.
And they can always move 1 hex, regardless of yeah.
I'll move him 1 hex. So let me do his.
Before you do that, would you like to transfer Jackson?
Would I like to transfer Jackson? I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe I should, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
So this will be his extended movement roll. That's good. That's what he needed. He goes up there, and this will be Winder's extended movement roll. It's good for him. Good for Winder. He has a 2. 2 movements. No, he has a 3.
Yeah, he's got a 3 total.
So let's see. That would be a 3 to get him. That'd be 1. He can't get to there though.
He can't get to AP Hill's hex, but he can go into 1321 or 1421 if you wanted to, either one of those. And with 2 movement left, if he's feeling particularly saucy, he could make a normal attack on Siegel. Don't let me bait you. I'm just providing all the options.
I was thinking about it actually, but
now from a strategic standpoint, that would potentially, I mean, if it goes well, it tires him out for the last turn. It tires Siegel out. So he'd probably start with 1 fatigue. But if it goes poorly, Yes, you have to weigh the good and the bad. That's I hate to be an accountant on this sometimes, but you sit there and you go through the modifiers and you figure out, okay, best case scenario, worst case scenario. That's usually the way I approach a lot of these attacks. He's in a totally clear hex, so that would probably not be a good attack.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay, good call.
I have a tendency to just I've playing all the scenarios. I've stopped just attacking constantly.
Oh, and that's the first big lesson that you learn in this game is that combat results chart. It's pretty bloody, It can go south very quickly.
So I'm gonna roll for initiative, I think.
Okay.
Well, not I think I am going to. Me again.
It is.
Okay, Robertson, like I said, my cavalry always ends up back here doing nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and give him something to do. I can get his fatigue.
Now, one reason you may want to leave him... if you wanted to have him fresh for turn 3, you could leave him at fatigue level 1. And then that might be a good reason to just leave him be.
That's a good point, which I don't think about until ever I get to the recovery mode.
Right.
So I'm going to leave him now. And I don't see... These guys can't do nothing because they can't get to this guy.
Right.
So I'm going to pass.
Okay. The only thing I think I really need to do is I need to bring Ricketts up somewhere. Come on, Ricketts, come join the party. But I don't know where because you're angled to, you got me on 2 flanks there, so I don't know how to respond to that. So I'm gonna leave Ricketts right where he is, and I'm gonna pass as well, and we will go to the recovery phase. So I will press that, and magic. It should do everything okay. I'm good. Those are all down there. Perfect. Those are all down to 1, and I have breastworks now under Crawford, so we've got a little bit of defense works built. And I can get rid of these breastworks down here because they didn't actually build them. And there we go. Okay, so leader transfers. I'm first. I got shirts and shank. I will transfer Siegel to the other Germans. And I'm going to leave Banks right where he is. But I'm going to transfer Pope back to his headquarters in Culpeper. So he has a range of 3 on everybody. Okay, so those are mine.
I'm going to leave Jackson where he is. I believe, yes. I'm going to leave him where he is.
Okay.
And now, I have a question. This is something I think I understand, but I'm not sure. You have now a breastworks in Culpeper.
Right.
Does that apply to everybody that's in Culpeper?
No.
To Crawford?
Just to Crawford. He was the only one that built it. Yeah.
And if Crawford moves, those breastworks go away.
That's right.
Yeah, I always found that kind of weird, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah, they fill them in as they go.
they're physically... I can understand why it only belongs to one of them, but I think somebody would walk in and say, hey,
sure.
And the same thing is with a fort, too, correct? If you build a fort versus one that's...
Right. In some of the scenarios, they have readouts and permanent forts and fortifications that anybody can adopt. Like the Centerville one in last week's when they did the bag the whole crowd. Yeah, if anybody takes that, they get the benefit of Centerville. Sometimes Manassas Junction's like that, too.
Yeah, Well, make that comment after we get done playing the game here. Okay. Want me to roll for initiative?
Go ahead.
I think we're ready. Okay, here we go. Fire in the hole. tied, and
It is
I win
yours.
ties.
Yeah.
So we are going to declare a core assault on Schenck, Steinwehr, and Mr. Siegel.
The Germans.
And Siegel, as my understanding, only had one good day. So increase both fatigues. And now I need to roll.
So that's where Jackson's 7 comes into play.
7 comes into play, yeah.
Right.
Now I need to get...
as long as you don't roll a 6, you're fine.
Yes, actually that's absolutely true, isn't it, in this case? Oh, a beauty.
He's raring to go. Yeah.
So, okay, now I got to really do some math here in my head.
Oh, boy. A lot of math.
Let's see, the ratio here, I have 28... You have
9.
So that's going to be a +1.
+2, because it's 3 to 1.
Okay. So he has a 4, and the closest guy there is 2.
Mm-hmm.
He has a +2.
Right.
It's a +1 for a core assault.
That's right.
Artillery. You have, what do you have for artillery? 3?
Mm-hmm. You've got 6, so you're good on that.
+3. So that's you're in clear terrain or rolling terrain?
I'm in rolling.
So +3 on rolling terrain is no effect.
No effect.
So is that a +5 assault?
It may even be better. Let's see, game-specific one. You get 1 extra bonus for Jackson.
Oh, for Jackson.
That's right.
Another one I always forget.
And let's see, there's no flank. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 hexes covered, so there's no flank on that. So just on its merits, you've got a +6.
Okie dokie. We're going to go, again, left side attacker, right side defender.
Okay.
8 to 3 is a +5.
Mm-hmm.
So +5 on a 9. Let's see if I can find that on here. Is it 2 DR for you?
Okay.
And 28 is a 1 EA for me.
Okay.
So, okay.
So I will take a bunch of demoralization. So we will do that and that. Add a demoralize to each of them. I will take the... I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Steinwehr completely. Might as well just...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Because they're both demoralized, so they don't have any artillery, and they're done for this scenario completely. So they will just disband here, and we'll flip him, and they will go out of the scenario basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they get to 3. So theoretically, they could make one last move, but probably not very helpful. And you get to advance.
One off of, I think I'll take it off of Hill. Decrease. And I get to advance and in the advance, right? Wait, let me click off, click back. Now I can move everybody. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Very successful.
One hex closer to Culpeper with very tired troops. Okay, roll for initiative. You,
Ooh.
big 5.
Let's see, we will bring... Oh yeah, let's do this. We're going to activate Ricketts. And Ricketts will go to fatigue level 1. And he will get 4. But we're just going to slide right there. There we go. All right. Next initiative. Oh, it's yours.
Well, I'm going to activate. This is going to be probably a crazy move. Ewell and Hill. I'm going to march them, so I'm going to increase both their fatigues. Oh, big die roll.
Wow.
Given I only want to move one hex. I have to stop, right? If I move one hex forward, I can't.
Yeah, you can't go from zone of control to zone of control and still attack, yeah.
So I need to roll 2 extended march rolls. So the first one will be Hill, and this will be for Mr. Hill. He gets a 3, which I think, now he's exhausted.
Right, so it's +1, so he's all right.
But he's going from, oh wait, did he go 2 to 3, right?
He went 2 to 3, yeah.
Yeah, so okay, then the one for Ewell. And he's okay.
Battle hardened.
Oop, get back there. Get back. Okay, they're going to there.
Stepping into the maw.
I think I've got to do that because I've got to be able to attack Culpeper. And if I do attack Ricketts, then I'll probably be done with those 2 divisions. I don't see how I can take Culpeper without those 2 divisions. So, militarily, it's a stupid decision.
Well, he was a risk taker, so it often paid off.
It did, yeah. And I just read a book about his Shenandoah Valley campaign. I can't remember who did the writing. Cousins, maybe? It's amazing he didn't get captured.
I just finished. They called him Stonewall. It was a great book.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Roll for initiative.
There you go.
Big roll here, I think.
Oh.
And you get it.
Woo! All right.
Launch a grand assault. I'm done.
This is the worst because Banks has to do it. But if he doesn't get any help, he's going in alone. But he can use Crawford. 1, 2. Nope, can't because you're in my zone of controls blocking my command radius. Tough choices here.
Now, Ricketts does not have a corps commander?
No, he's on his own. He's kind of lent out. That's what makes this one a little challenging. I'm going to do something very, very silly. I'm going to activate Siegel to march with his troops. Let's see if I can get those extra 5 in there, just to make it a little harder for you. So, Siegel activates for that. And depending on what he gets, here we go. Oh!
Not enough.
Of course. Yikes. That was terrible. Alright, well. And he has to do an extended march, which is +2 now because of their union and going to 4. Oh, of course. It just keeps raining. Let's see. I think that's... Check his movement, extended march. He is 7 manpower, so 7, and you got an 8, so it's just 1. So it decreases 1 manpower, decrease. Luckily that doesn't give you any points. And he would go there. Next initiative! Yours!
Okay. This is going to be a core activation. Next level. Now I got to get anything but a 6.
That's right.
How long?
Whew, he is ready. Yep.
Okay. I'm down to, let's see, 7 plus 16 is 27. Oh, one less than the last time done them. Okay. You've got 2, 5. That's doubles. That's 8. So 13 for you.
That is right. 18 or 13 for me, and I've got 4 artillery pieces because of the double breastworks.
Oh, well, artillery piece. Okay. And I've got, what's my artillery? My artillery is only
6.
Okay.
So you've got it covered.
Yeah. Let's see. So I get +1 for the ratio. Is that right? Yeah, +1 for the ratio. What's your highest value there?
I believe it is a 2.
2, and I've got a 4, so that's +2. +1 for Jackson, as you reminded me the last time. Thank you.
Yep.
There's obviously no flank. Now you're not behind a river. The river's behind you.
That's right.
Or the creek is behind you. Artillery is a wash. So this is a +4.
Let's see. I've got 1 for the assault, 1 for Jackson with an assault, 1 for the ratio, and 2 for his tactical. So +5.
+5. I missed on the core assault. Yeah, +5. You need to have that little cheat sheet with me so I can just check. It's back in my other room. Okay, +5. Same thing. Left side attack, right side defense. Come on, Stonewall.
Oh,
yeah.
He does not disappoint.
So that's 8 plus 7.
Yeah, +7.
Right.
Yep. So I think we are. Let's see. I had so I only count for. Let's see. I'm on the 5. I'm on the 9 column. Yeah, the 9 column. And +7 is 2 DR. Oof. All right. So I'm gonna take. I will take it off of some of these guys here. Decrease. Decrease. And flip. And so give you a couple more manpower losses. And breastworks go away. And since they're already demoralized, they're going to go to demoralized 2. 2 of them are. Because they're really sad now. And they will go straight up the road here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And welcome to Culpeper.
And I lose, if I'm looking at my chart, I lose another manpower myself. I'm going to take it off of the hill again. Back together, click off, click back on, and we're going to move into Culpeper.
Right.
Initiative. It's yours. I know what you're going to do. Well, maybe not.
Well, it's looking grim, but we will we'll attempt to. Seagull's no help. Banks is not in position. Oops, I forgot to add. Let's see. These guys are at 4. But Crawford, let's see, it's only at 3. So theoretically I could get Pope down into range somewhere, but I don't know. Take a really good roll, so we'll try that. We'll Crawford will activate himself and go to fatigue level 4. And let's see what he gets. He gets 5. Okay. His +2 for his extended. He's going to lose a manpower, but that's okay. He's a Vassal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Had to drag Pope screaming, kicking back. Here we go.
Yeah, there's nothing that allows you to just take Pope and move him somewhere by himself.
Well, if he was attached to Banks or Siegel, he would move if they did a leader transfer. But he's attached just to whomever he's riding with. It's back to you.
Oh, Winder's at a 1-8. I don't want to attack him. I'm going to activate Winder. Oops, what did I just do?
I think you just change the order of the stack. He's fine. Just pop him back there at the top.
Oh, okay, I'm just going to roll a die for him. So he gets a 2 plus 1 is a 3. So I'm going to. Okay, so he's going to go this way. He's going to head down this way. So that's going to be. That's 2 because he's got. That's leaving. Oop, get back there. Because he's leaving the zone of control, right?
Right.
That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. That's going to be 3.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll roll for initiative. It's me. So I'm going to go ahead and increase Winder again. And roll. Now it's a 4. And I gotta roll extended march because he's exhausted. And no effect. So this is going to be 1. Oop, get back there. 1, 2, 3. Let me know if I'm doing something.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Yeah, silence is good.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for initiative again. Yours.
Okay. So let's do a quick point tally here, based on the scenario here. You are holding Culpeper, but there is a 1 undemoralized unit from the Union adjacent. That's Ricketts. So that changes it to your +9 VP. And your casualty total is your +2 on that. So you're sitting at 11 right now. And you need a minimum of a 13 to win the scenario.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Different scoring.
Yeah, they've adjusted. They balanced it a little bit in the newer version. What's in the old one? It's the minimum on that.
Oh, so you're happy to sit tight.
So I won, and yes, I would either. The impetus is for me to, as you say, sit tight. I could pass, and then you have to do something with Winder to.
Magical.
Yes. So yeah, that's you've got it, but I'm surrounding you. So historically, I guess that makes sense to how they tweaked it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the old scenario, even with the adjustments, I found the Confederate was almost impossible to lose, unless you got some really bad movement rolls or combat rolls. So yeah, I got to do a magical attack on Ricketts.
Yeah, and you've got a nice. I mean, you got a +2 flank. And the problem is you can't get Jackson to him to Winder.
Go ahead.
The problem is you can't get Jackson to Winder, so that's hard. So, yeah, you could get a decent prepared attack on him with some flank. You're gonna get hit a little bit on the artillery. So yeah, it's pretty magical.
I'm willing to surrender.
Which is odd considering you have taken Culpeper. But I'm seeing here, let's just double checking the numbers here. So I'm at 6 losses, you're at 4. So that kind of hurt you a little bit because if you'd taken a few less exchanges on the manpowers, you'd be sitting pretty. So that is the challenge of this particular scenario: is either get there bloodlessly or completely just overwhelm them and get there first.
I saw it after I missed 2 opportunities to set up where I didn't get a flank, where I could have set up a flank, and I just didn't set it up right. I didn't use my roads right, and I burned a couple of movement points not watching my roads carefully, where I had to go side to side, where I had to do this business where I could have put myself on a better junction,
right,
and gotten to where I wanted to go faster.
Right. No, I think the taking the chance, taking the gamble with Jackson there was inspired because it worked. I mean, historically, we look back on it and go, "Of course it worked. It's Jackson." But yeah, I mean, I probably would have done the same thing. You take the gamble, and you either put yourself in the position to win, or you just end it right there. So that was a good call.
Well, once I understood, and again, I really appreciate your videos, how the fatigue and the exhaustion and the disorganization work together.
Yeah.
And you really got to balance that. And it's like, my first few times, it was like I was just running my guys ragged and destroying them.
Yeah, because there is no tomorrow, men. Get in there, and it completely changes your mindset, not only in the multi-turn scenarios, but when you play a campaign, and now you've got 40 turns to think about. It's like, well, you march them a couple turns and you rest them, and you march them a couple turns and you rest them. So it really, I think it simulates the method of travel a little bit for stop, start, stop, start.
Is it? I did not buy the reprint of Stonewall Jackson's Way. Do you think it's worth it to buy it?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're getting the word out that it's a fun game after 25 years. So yeah, the interest is really because now when we play at BGG-Con and some of the other conventions I go to, our war game room is always featuring some people playing this, and we do teaching sessions and stuff like that. So it's getting out there. I would definitely jump back on it.
I really appreciate tonight.
Oh yeah, well,
it's fun playing against somebody else who. And let me ask you another question. In terms of the movement, just in general, did what I did make sense?
Yes. Yeah. So what I've seen in this scenario is, first of all, what drives me crazy about the scenario is the Greg Lawton tease. You have 5 divisions, but you only have 3 really to work with, and those are potent. But I mean, once you make that crossing, the only thing I would have done differently for you is you make a concerted effort to ford over at Rapidan Station, or you make the choice to flank around a little bit and go through the cavalry. And it seemed like you started to go that way, and then you decided to come back in. Some of that movement, I think, was wasted a little bit, but because I mean, you're a steamroller right from the beginning. You can just push those cavalry out of Rapidan. You go right up the center. The problem is it's all clear terrain. So if the Union gets good dice rolls like I did and can set up a couple of good stacks there with artillery, possibly behind the creeks there at Mitchell's Station, then they can have a pretty good front line defense.
But anyway, I appreciate it, Patrick. This is a lot. I learned a lot how to use Vassal too.
My pleasure, Roger. Yeah, because we're getting 2 things done at once here. You're learning the updates to the system and using Vassal, and as you learn, so other people learn.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're welcome, Roger. My pleasure. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.